Hi there. If we haven't met yet, my name is Gail Ramish. I have the thrill and the privilege of being part of the Unveiled team. Well, today we're going to talk about goals. And I'm telling you, I am one who loves goals. I love everything about goals. I love setting them, I love achieving them, I love keeping track of them. Goals I tell you, goals are what help me get from point A to point B. And without them, I just feel kind of lost at sea. And so, what I want to do for those of you who are going, I need a little help, is let's talk about goals. Now, as I said, I love goals. And my habits in the past have been something like this. It's coming up to the new year. I'm going to set some goals. I'm going to pull out all of my stuff and start looking at things and writing things down all over the place and setting these goals and then I'll keep track of them and after a while I just kind of lose track of whatever. Well, I think it's because I haven't always really put goal setting in line with I would say the structure that needs to happen before you start accomplishing your goals. And so that's what we want to talk about with you today is what is the proper way to set goals. And so I want to tell you the first thing that I want you to consider when you're setting your goals is I would like you to start getting alone with the Lord and saying to the Lord, what is it you would like me to accomplish in 2026? What is it that you have in store that's going to happen? Proverbs 16:9 says, in their hearts, humans plan the course, but the Lord establishes our steps. And girlfriend, that's what I want, and that's what I hope what you want is that the Lord is going to establish our steps. You see, when we look at the world tells us to plan harder, to work harder, to do harder. But scripture invites us to trust him deeper. God's not opposed to goals, you guys, but he wants to be not just included in them, he wants to lead them. And I believe that our truest success begins with our deepest surrender. So let's start there with surrendering to the Lord our life and going, okay, God, what is it you want? Matthew 6:33 says, seek first his kingdom, not second or third, but first. My translation of this verse: seek first the kingdom, and everything else will fall into place. When we look for the Lord and go, Lord, what is it that you have for me? He goes, put me first, I'll take care of the rest. I love Ecclesiastes 3:1 that says, to everything there is a season. And sometimes when you look at your life, seasons come and go. When I'm looking at my life personally for 2026, it's a very different season than it was back in, say, 2018. I'm at a different place in life. I'm in a different position, different responsibilities, different goals. So this season of your life, what might God have for you? What might it be? What might your priorities be? Now, I want to give you some thoughts as to where to look for priorities. There's all sorts of places to learn. And like I said, take these before the Lord and ask Him. For instance, what are your faith priorities? What is it that you want to look at as far as growing your faith, your spiritual walk with the Lord? What do you want that to look like? What does God want that to look like? Do you have any goals at work or school? Any kind of goals there? Any emotional or mental well being goals? Like, how are you going to manage stress? How are you going to establish boundaries? What are some things that might be there as far as support in your life or counseling in this season? What about in your relationships? People you want to spend more time with, people you want to be intentional about, making sure they're on your calendar. My husband has on his calendar, I believe it's once a week, he has one of his goals is he's got a list of people that he connects with each week, but they're on his calendar and they're on his goal list because if they weren't, sometimes those things fall off. But because they are important, they get on our list. Now, I have someone in my world that gets so frustrated with me. I don't want to be on your calendar. I don't want to feel like I'm something on your calendar. I want to be important to you. And what they don't understand is because you're important, You are the first thing I put on my calendar, and then I put everything around that. And that's what we're looking at. What are the things that are going to go on your calendar or into your schedule the first thing? What about your health and your lifestyle? Do you have some exercise goals, some health goals, some water goals, some anything like that? What about finances? What about, man, my husband and I have been talking recently. We're looking at a new budget for 2026 and new places to give and new places to be generous. Those are going to go onto our goal list for sure. And tithing to our church and giving intentionally, those are important. What about personal development? Growing yourself. Are there books you want to read? Are there things you want to add to your list? What about serving at your church? I don't know what that might look like for you, but it's time right now, which I enjoy this week, right before the new year starts, of going, okay, Lord, how can I intentionally develop myself or develop and create 2026 goals that are going to get me to who I want to be at the end of the year? Or on January 1st of 2026, what do I want to put into place so I look different January 1st, 2027? To answer that, ask yourself as you sit with the Lord, who do you want me to be in 2027? Who is it that I feel like God's calling me to be and then back it up. What are the things I need to be doing now to get to that place? It's a fabulous exercise and it works. That's what's fabulous is it works. Proverbs 21:5 says the plans of the diligent lead to profit. And that's what I want to do is I want us to be diligent as we're planning these things. So as you're looking at your goals, I want you to write them out clearly, not just um, I think one of the big ones is I want to lose weight. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. I want to lose weight. You could say that all day long. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. But without a plan, a goal, it's just a wish. You're going to have a plan with it and some more defined parameters around that. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So make sure your goals are clear, you've done them prayerfully with the Lord, and you've really thought out the time schedule on them. Not just what is it you're going to do, but when are you going to do it? And when do you want this goal completed by, if it's that kind of a goal? And so I want to invite you into that process of looking at what are the things that you want to achieve in 26, and then what are the things you're going to need to do to achieve that goal. So let's back this out just a little bit. So let's look at the goal that I talked about that says I want to lose weight. Well, that's very different than saying I want to lose 15 pounds by Valentine's Day. That's very specific. For those of you that are savvy in the world of goals, it's a SMART goal. You want it to have all these things you want it to. I'm not even going to go through it for you. It gets too complicated. And I don't want this to be complicated. I want you to set a goal, but it's very clear. 15 pounds by Valentine's Day, if that's your goal. Okay. So what do you have to do? If that's the goal, back it up. Boop, 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 boop. What do you have to do to get to that goal? What are those things? So if I want to lose 15 pounds by Valentine's Day, I'm going to do it by eating 6 small meals a day. I'm going to drink 64 ounces of water. I'm going to walk 2 miles 4 times a week. I'm going to go to bed by 9 p.m. and I'm going to meet with a coach every week. There we go. That's my plan. Now, let's say example number 2. I want to deepen my walk with the Lord. I want to be more grounded spiritually. Well, what are the things that I'm going to do to make that happen? Well, I'm going to journal in my New Testament Bible that I just got. I'm going to read a devotional book that was given to me as a gift. I'm going to read my utmost for his highest every day. I'm going to write in my prayer notebook. I'm going to make a gratitude list. I'm going to be at church every week. I'm going to be at small group every week. I'm going to be at my Bible study every other Friday. I'm going to be involved in a mentoring relationship. These are all things that I want to do to get to my goals. Now, I have a lot of different habits that I put into place, but in order to get there, there's something that I have that helps me get there. So I want to pull up, let me share my screen. There we go. So this is a habit tracker. And this is something that you will find in this newsletter that you're getting from Unveiled that we want to give to you. It's got some directions there, but don't worry about that. I'm going to tell you how to use it. So here's the monthly habit tracker for January 26th. And when you look at it, it's kind of like, okay, it's a big table with some letters and numbers. What in the world? Well, along the top are the days of the week, and along the bottom are or these are the days of the week, and these are the dates. And so if you look at it carefully, you're going to go, they don't align with each other. Yeah, we'll fix that before we send it to you. But here is what it's going to look like. Here is my tracker. So here is what my tracker looks like, and I filled it in for you. So here are down here along the left-hand column are the habits that I'm going to keep track of. 6 small meals a day, 64 ounces of water. Those are all the things that I talked to you about. And so what happens is I keep this on my desk, and then as the day goes on, as I accomplish them, I X them off. Oh, I took a walk today. Um, I journaled, I did my devotional, I did my utmost, I did my prayer notebook. I haven't done my gratitude list yet. I only do church once a week. I don't do these guys, so they don't apply today. And so as you accomplish things, you're going to check them off. Okay, oh, that was Thursday. Oh, let's say it's Sunday. We're going to jump to Sunday because on Sunday, I'm going to go, oh, yep, I went to church on Sunday, so I get to check that off. And I did my gratitude list. And so I think you've got the idea that as you accomplish these things, you check them off as you go. And the nice thing about this is we're going to give you this so you have this that you can use on your own. It's a fabulous tool called a habit tracker. And I keep it on a clipboard right on my desk so I can find it super easily. And if you're, let me see if I can grab one. It's not, this isn't my favorite one, but what I like to do to my clipboards is I like to put little ribbons on the top. It gives them some color and some fun. And then I can find them. So for instance, if I'm looking for my business one, here it is. It's the one that's got pink ribbons on it. And so it's just kind of fun. So that just for fun, because when it's a little more fun, it just kind of keeps our interest a little bit. So there you go. Goals, habit tracker. Think about what God wants to accomplish in you in 2026. And I would love for you to jump onto our Facebook page and share how's your habit tracker going. Let me know if you're doing the habit tracker. It's just kind of a fun thing to help throughout the year. Now, one other thing that I do throughout the year is in this past few weeks, I've just been kind of sitting with the Lord and going, Lord, 2026 is coming. We're looking at goals. Absolutely. But I also go, Lord, is there a defining word that you have for me that's going to kind of be an overarching word for 2026? In 25, my husband's word was trust, and he had opportunities galore to put that into motion. In 2025, I did not have a word for the year, but the word for the year before that was the word joy. And I think 20 last year or this current year, 25, joy kind of oozed into this year as well. But it was the word that I created a joy playlist. I bought a shirt that says joy. I did all sorts of things focusing on the word joy to put more joy into my life because the joy of the Lord is what I want people to see in me. Now, for 2026, I have a different word the Lord has given to me, a totally different word than joy. For this year, I'm looking at the word compassion. And He's already had opportunities to show me in 26 what compassion might be looking like for me in 2026. Compassion for others, compassion for family, compassion for people I don't know, and even compassion for myself. And so it's a very interesting thing. But that word has helped to guide my goals as I'm looking at my goals, which then I put down on my habit tracker. So if you have questions, you are more than welcome to reach out to me on Facebook. My personal Facebook is Gail Zania Ramish, and you can hit me there. Or you can find me through the Unveiled website or the Unveiled Facebook page, Unveiled Ministries. It's got the purple butterfly. Let's see. I think that's all I have about goals for today. I hope you have a great time, and I would love to hear about your success in putting your goals together, accomplishing your goals, and then following through with your habit tracker. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.